Shut up, you. Oh, once again, from a secret, hidden location, somewhere deep in the bowels of downtown St. John's, Newfoundland, comes in the Library of Graphic Literature with your host, me, Wallace Rowan. So, just waiting for Dennis to drop over here, and you know, Dennis Osbourne, my good buddy from a couple of our other shows, and we're going to be working on something. I'll tell you now towards the end. Solicits are out this week too, by the way. Some good stuff looking out there, so check out my next Solicits broadcast. There's some really cool stuff. And oh, hang on a sec. Come on in here. As a matter of fact, we have a surprise guest here, Dennis Osbourne. Hey, Dennis, grab a seat here.
Hello.
So, I haven't mentioned anything yet, but well, grab a seat. I'm just starting this. Sure. As a matter of fact, here he is.
Impromptu visit.
Now that was faster than I thought humanly possible, right? We'll tell him our surprise now towards the end. I was actually going to mention it.
Sure. We were thinking about launching a podcast.
Yes.
Kind of like an after-hours, R-rated, little bit of cursing, just a random discussion. It could be of topics.
Mm-hmm.
Could just be just chatting about what you were previously talking about in the videos.
Yeah, yeah.
And that really came from the 100th video.
Okay.
After we filmed that and we were waiting for the video upload, we were just hanging out, we were just chatting for a few minutes, and it just dawned on us that would have made an excellent video in itself.
Yeah, well, it was great fun,
it
actually.
Was.
Yeah.
We were just talking about random stuff and stories and cursing and whatever we wanted to do, and it just dawned on us. So we're actually going to do a little test, hopefully today.
Yeah. And
see if we got all the equipment, if we get it to work, and
see how it goes.
See how it goes.
Okay.
Hopefully very well.
Well, you can join me in here on this here then. This is kind of neat, an unexpected guest. Because when you I'd actually messaged him before I started there, and when he said he was going to be here in a couple minutes, you were right, because it was literally I'd started this just after, and this is 3 minutes in. So hey, well anyway, get off me. So anyway, we have here first of all Young Justice from Brian Michael Bendis.
Excellent read. I get it monthly.
Okay. Tell us what you think. I've yet to read it myself.
People were a little weary of Bendis taking over a teenage book.
Yeah.
But he's doing a phenomenal job, and it kind of brings the characters back to their original roots.
Oh, okay.
I was reading that book when it first came out in the late 90s by Peter David and Todd Knock.
Yeah, okay.
That's where I became a huge fan of Todd Knock. And it's kind of, he's using the same characters, the same personalities. They are a little bit older, because naturally they get a little bit older.
Yeah.
But the story's been phenomenal. It's well worth a pickup. You want to get it monthly, you want to get the hardcovers. Even if you want to go back to the original 90s run, they're starting to get solicited. I think up to 3 volumes are currently out. And they're barrels of fun, well worth the read.
And we know there's going to be an omnibus.
Sadly, yes, I'll have to buy it again.
So I'll just give the folks a close look up at the art. The art looks pretty good too, actually. Lots of dialogue there. Used to have one customer who used to, at my store, and he used to come in and he'd go by how much dialogue there was in a comic. If there was a lot of dialogue, he'd buy it. So yeah, so Young Justice, definitely a recommended read. Okay, well thank you very much for that. I'm glad I actually had you here, because I'm yet to read that one, but I'm a huge Bendis fan anyway. So
it's a little bit out of his norm, because normally we would think he would write like teen books when he took over X-Men. I know he is starting on Superman.
I liked his X-Men, you know, the
time displaced X-Men characters. It was totally different.
Normally that type of idea would suck, but he managed to make it work.
Right.
I don't know how, but you know. Sip of tea here now.
I got a sip of coffee.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like it, is there?
That's right.
So now here we have Marvel Masterworks, which we both love, and this is volume 18 of Thor. Now this one I actually had as a kid. This is with Buscema. Oh, Pollard. Okay, annual 7. Now I do believe the annual though. Okay, that's towards back. So okay, now it was inked. That's right. It was inked by Desaniga. It looks like. So it doesn't look quite as Simonson C as it should. Oh no, that is the annual. Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Arvell Jones. Yeah. Not big on him. But yeah, I mean, now to be quite honest, this really isn't one of my all-time favorite. Oh, this is it here. Look, I think this is inked by Ernie Chua or Ernie Chan as he became. Yeah, this is it here. Look, this was the end, towards the end of his first, because he did a run on Thor first of all, but he was inked by someone else and written by someone else, and then he finally took over about a year or so after this, I guess. And of course, we all know what happened then. Beauty. But yeah, I mean, it's serviceable enough. I mean, Buscema was always good, but you know, it's still not one of my all-time favorites, I would say, right? But still, you know, worth getting. I mean, every Masterworks is worth getting just from the historical side of it, right?
Completion's sake.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do you like Greg Rucka?
I do.
Okay, well, here we go. Ta-da-ta-da, Lazarus. Now, have you read this?
I read the first couple issues when it first came out.
Okay. What's your take on it?
Well, I love Rucka. More so, similar to like Brubaker, crime noir, mystery writer. Paired with Michael Lark, who pairs fantastic. Michael Lark worked with...
oh, yes. What's he on with?
He was on Daredevil.
Yes,
for a while.
Okay, yeah.
And he was also doing some work with Brubaker as well.
Oh, okay.
Scene of the Crime. They did Scene of the Crime.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Which was I think it was Michael Lark and inked by Sean Phillips.
Okay.
But great dark mystery style.
Okay.
Pairs really well, and he's worked with Rucka before, I think, and it's just a solid story. And I really like the deluxe image hardcovers.
Oh yeah, they are nice.
They are very nice.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, good work there, Image. We like you. But yeah, it's I'll just give him a close-up look at what Lark can do. Yeah, I like his stuff. He's one of the new artists who I do like, right? I mean, I'm one of those old fogies that there's some I like, some I don't like. You know, whatever, right? Aha, here we go, of course. Raina Telgemeier. Guts. Now this one, of course, will be... well, actually, it's a torn cover, so I guess I'm going to have to get her a new... this is for Sophia, or was for Sophia. But, of course, this is yet another in the Telgemeier saga. I mean, great stuff. They're great. What I like about people like her and these type of books is it really is preparing a whole new generation to come into comics, right?
Right.
And the more girls, I don't care what these fanboys hiding down in their mama's basement have to say, there's been nothing better for comics than the fact that women in the past 20 years have flooded into the market. You know, you can't make it on half the audience alone,
no,
right?
You can't.
And it gets kind of boring after a while. I think comics have improved since women have come into it. I mean, she's even at the comic book shop where, when I had my comic book shop, the only girls I seen were my girlfriends or like one of my sisters dropped by. Otherwise, forget
nothing.
And one or two other customers who did have girlfriends who came in with them, but very rarely, right?
And they were going there not necessarily to buy. They were going there because they basically just went along for the ride.
Yeah, they were like hostages, right?
Yeah. But the fact that you can get comics for, I'm going to say comics for girls, but that's not a thing.
No.
Comics are for everyone.
Yeah.
But comics for a younger generation are becoming increasingly more rare.
Yeah.
If you have a younger kid coming in, they're looking for recommendations, it actually is hard to recommend.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You can't recommend, say a younger boy comes in looking for Spider-Man. Where do you go for a jump-on point with Spider-Man? I know they tried the Marvel Age and the Young Ages, but it is a difficult task for some
Yeah, you got so
some
much,
retailers.
Yeah, you got so much history there, right?
Right.
To break into, right?
And it is tricky. But to have comic books like that,
Yeah.
for all ages, all genders,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
always a plus.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I say, we don't care about you. What do they call themselves? The incels or whatever? This is great. And is, but I mean, really, even since the 70s, comics have slowly been making their way. Well, and of course, we can't forget Vertigo. I mean, Vertigo, I think, really did bring a lot of women into comics. I mean, it was run by the fabulous Karen Berger, and they had great comic stuff like that. And it was just good stories that anyone besides men, to me, they were for everyone.
Right. I think Neil Gaiman said once when he was producing Sandman, every 13-year-old girl that was a bit goth was reading Sandman.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the one. And then, like, when Death was introduced, and that was, I mean, she's still a huge cosplay character, and the book is 30 years old almost.
Oh yeah,
and still such a big deal. But that was the entry point for a lot of teenage girls.
Yeah.
In the late 80s and 90s, it was Sandman.
And set the stage, I think, for what's happening today. You know, I'm sure that a lot of these young women who read Sandman when they got older and had kids themselves probably said, went out and said, found something for their kids to read, right?
Yeah.
I mean, well, DC Inc. I mean, DC Inc. is, I haven't read them, I just even looked at them, but it's just like, okay, these are obviously aimed at a teenage female audience for sure.
Right.
And to me, I celebrate that because it's just like, excellent. You got us covered there, DC. You got us covered with the guys for this and the girls for this and everything, and it's, spread it around, right?
Exactly, and most importantly, just make good stories.
Yeah.
Whether it's for
really.
boys or girls.
Yeah.
If you make a good story, anyone will read it.
Yeah, and of course, Sandman is an example of that.
Exactly.
One of my favorite all times, right? I'm sure probably one of yours too. Now, what is this here? Okay, inspired the works of Shirley Jackson and Ira Levine, the man who came down the attic stairs weaves a tale of horror and suspense that captures the isolation of postpartum depression. So, a happy book.
There you go.
But I know, when I just seen the artwork and stuff like that, it looked kind of interesting, the subject. And these days, I've been trying to buy, like, besides the superhero stuff, I've been branching out and getting more and more graphic novels and trying to find graphic novels on different subjects. And of course, I can't think of any graphic novel that had this as a subject, postpartum depression, right? It's, I can't really think of any, unless it's, Granny Goodness and her travails over scot-free getting away or whatever. But yeah, so Celine Loup, and
gorgeous cover.
Yeah, and the. Like I say, it almost has a manga-esque feel to some of it, right?
The black and white pair really well.
Yeah, well, that's it too. Keep it too, and it's not very long either. It's just a very short book. I'll show people I do like to get in close, so people can at least have a good look at it. But yeah, and it's, as you can see, it's a rather thin book, but heck. What can one do? Pretty. I love the sort of ghosted type in the background there, right?
Very nice.
Like it's what we call in the industry a varnish. Well, very much like this. I mean, you can see the varnish on that and on this. Now, is this okay? This is Neighbourhood Watch. Hold on a second. I thought there was a second one. Wasn't there? Jeez, because if so, I think I might already. Darn. Because I thought this was a part 2. Beast of Burden. Unless I've accidentally taken, like. Jeez, I'm not sure, Well, anyway, well, whether or not it's a new one.
It still looks pretty.
Beast of Burden, though. Oh, yeah. Neighbourhood Watch. Okay, there it is. Yeah, there. This is the new one then.
This is the new one?
Yeah, I actually blanked on that. But have you ever read Beast of Burden?
I haven't.
It is really cool.
Good.
It's I mean, it's it's a great animal strip. I mean, they're able to imbue these animals with real personalities and stuff like that, and there's just a great feeling to it too. There's almost like a, you know, a sense of menace in some of the things that you see going on. You know, it's like you feel something bad's going to go on, but you still get a good few laughs out of it and all that. It's definitely worth it. It's I'd say next to Scurry, it's one of my favorite animal comics out there, right?
And Scurry's very underrated.
Yeah, oh yeah. As a matter of fact, I was mentioning that to a friend of mine, Randy Lawler. Hello, Randy. At the shop there today, and I pulled it up online, and I said, you can actually go online and read a bit of it if you want. I said, well, read almost all of it if you want. And I said, but it is worth it, but it's not, of course, you can't get it through Diamond or whatever. No. So, but, I mean, it's a great comic, right? It was. And, yeah, so I recommend it. But this, too, I bought this one, the first one. I think I actually read the first issue when it came out in singles, is my memory. Whether or not my memory is faulty is another thing. But yeah, and, well, yeah, Evan Dorkin, Jill Thompson, top notch. And Mike Mignola is in on this. I'm assuming it has something to do with the appearance of Hellboy here. So Hellboy with a pack of dogs is actually kind of cool. There we go. But yeah, definitely. And I love the. Well, also too, just the watercolor, the coloring on these are phenomenal, right?
Reminds me a lot of Black Set. With the washed out.
Yes, okay, yeah, that's true too.
And the animals.
Yeah, there you go. Another good one, right? One of my favorites.
Black Set?
Too, yeah.
They just announced a solicitation. All 3 volumes are getting collected, but it's in a paperback format.
Yeah, I seen that last night. Yeah.
I have the hardcovers, but I'll probably be getting that one too, just because there'll be some bonus content in it.
Yeah, now I'm assuming that eventually they will package that together in a hardcover, right? I can't see them not. It's just like, it's Black Sad, right? And the
video game's coming out.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah. I'd heard about that too, right? But yeah, this one's definitely a good one there. I'd kiss this one. But geez, I guess that is it. But yeah, and I'll post. Well, I'll tell the audience, and I'll post to the page too when the first podcast is up, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun at it.
We're just going to do a little test run today.
Yeah.
Maybe put out a small video, but we just got to gear up everything and do a test run, make sure the sets work. I bought the equipment today.
Yeah.
So that's all good. So we'll give it a go and swear like sailors.
Yes.
And talk about whatever's on your mind.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to grab a boom tube out of here, and I'll see you on the flip side.
On the flip side.
Okay.
Just gonna chill out here for a little bit.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me over.
And thank you.
Okay. See you, folks. See you next week. I'm being sucked away by help.